Man, we got like 36 hours or something between the promo photos and the trailer. Give me a chance here, Tim. Now, I haven't actually watched this trailer yet because I wanted the reaction for this video to be 100% authentic. But very quickly, just before we watch the trailer, which I can't show you for content and copyright reasons, I just want to talk about today's sponsor. Wait. It's Patreon. Today's sponsor is Patreon. I'll talk about it really quick. I just dropped a super fire new cover available to Patreons, or patrons, I guess. It is a cover of Breathe by Prodigy, as if Mick Gordon did it. What if the creator of the Doom Eternal soundtrack had written Breathe by Prodigy, basically? It sounds a bit like this. If you want to listen to the rest of it, click down below, check out the Patreon. We're nearing the end of the month. If you want your name in the ending slide of these videos, then please consider, it's like $1 to get your name at the end of the videos. And if you want all of my music and my covers and my audiobooks, then of course there's a tier for that as well. Please consider. So let's watch this trailer and let's see exactly how much context we're given to the story, which as of right now, there is none. Now I cannot show you the trailer. There's a link down below if you want to watch it in full. Well, that gave us absolutely nothing. It is cool to hear, like, the cliche, slowed down, more emotional version of the Tallyman song from the original. Contextually, in terms of the story, we got nothing. In fact, we saw less in this than we saw in the photos. For example, we didn't see this Rory character like we did in the photos. No, it looks like we've gone back to the original town that this was shot in, almost as if they never actually left. As we can see, Jenna Ortega is riding her bike through the infamous bridge where Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin's characters respectively died in the first movie. Now we have shots of the funeral scene here, and there's one thing that stands out to me here, something that I think a lot of people have probably missed, and there's a very interesting detail in this scene here. And that's this Ginger kid! Damn! Stealing the whole scene here! It's just like, blam! Ginger! Let's move on. This scene where it pans across the characters actually cuts out the bit where it pans across who I'm assuming is Rory's face, the man in the far right in the original promo photos here. He's not in this trailer at all. You can't see him. You can see his shoulder, that's there, but we don't get a closer look at him. We do have a closer look at Jenna Ortega, and of course we get a closer shot of Catherine O'Hara reprising her role as Delia Dietz, looking phenomenal for her age. Looking good, Catherine. Looks like it is set in the original house, which is fantastic. Now, I am curious to find out what happened to the Otto character. As far as I know, the actor that played Otto is dead. Sorry, Otho? I always thought it was Otto. Mandela effect. That's weird. He apparently did pass away back in 2010. Man, 14 years ago? Nearly 14 years ago? So I'm curious to find out how they explain his absence in this movie. Annoyingly, the trailer does seem to focus around Jenna Ortega, who is sticking out like a sore thumb with the beautiful gothic aesthetic that everyone else seems to have here, with her blue denim jacket and colorful striped dress. Ew! Now, she discovers the original miniature town that Alec Baldwin's character was working on in the first movie, which is fantastic to see it on the screen again, probably on the big screen. I might actually go to the cinema to watch this. It does seem to be focusing around her. It seems she's going to be the primary focus that experiences everything for the first time, because of course, almost everyone in this movie has seen and done all of this before. Now, in the original movie, it was Lydia and Delia and all the other characters that were, you know, experiencing the ghost world for the first time. Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis's character experiencing being dead for the first time. There was a lot of first experiences, and we were sort of along for the ride to see them go through these things. And it looks like Jenna is going to be our point for the audience of relatability whenever it comes to how you'd feel if you saw the ghost world. Because usually movies tend to have a character, and shows tend to have a character that's meant to represent the audience. You know, a character whose reactions are more based in reality, based on how people would normally react in a situation like this, especially when they're surrounded by such ridiculous characters. So it looks like Jenna's gonna be that for us. It's kind of annoying. Don't like Jenna. I don't like Jenna Ortega. Not like personally. I don't know her personally. I just mean acting wise. Not a big fan. Plus she's got the stink of Wednesday on her. Not a big fan of that. Now, I don't know about you. For some reason, and I think it might just be me, but I want to mention it just in case someone else is on the same page here. This little clip where Lydia Dietz runs into the room, that doesn't look like Winona Ryder to me. That actually looks a bit like Sandra Bullock, kinda. That doesn't look like her. Is it just me? I was very confused. I thought maybe there was like a new actor had been revealed, a new character. But I was like, no, she's dressed up like Lydia. But of course it cuts back to Lydia's face and yeah, it's Winona Ryder. Maybe it's just the way the light was hitting or the makeup or whatever Hollywood magic they've done to make her look younger. I don't know what it is about Michael Keaton's face here or his screen presence. It's his screen presence. I feel like he's not really in it. He's got the voice down. The voice is familiar. We like the voice.
The juice is loose.
But there's something about his face. There was something about the way he delivered it that's lacking energy. It felt insincere, kind of like, well, I guess I'm doing this now. Now, I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that his performance for the rest of the movie is gonna be just as energetic, charismatic, and erratic as the original movie. I'm hoping that energy is there. Now, of course, this movie is 35 years old, I believe, roughly 35 years old. So 35 years is quite a long time. So I'm guessing maybe the enthusiasm has kind of left Keaton here. Seriously, I hope I'm wrong. I hope this is just a promo shot. This scene is not going to be in the movie. This is purely for the trailer. They had all the actors in the makeup. They had this set dressed. So they were like, let's just shoot something for the trailer, get people excited. But there's something about Keaton's delivery here that I'm not really sold on. And of course, we see the shock and horror on Winona Ryder's face here, Lydia Dietz's face. Probably because she cut her fringe too short. And then we get this fantastic close-up shot of Beetlejuice here. Or should I say thumbnail? We've got a thumbnail here. It's absolutely surreal. It is. Can we just seriously talk about it? It is surreal to have a Beetlejuice sequel 35 years after the original. That's insane. So let's remark a little bit more about how little there is in this trailer. Now, we don't see Rory. We don't see any dialogue other than Beetlejuice. We still don't know the context of Jenna Ortega and what she's going to be playing in this movie. We still don't know the context of Beetlejuice returning. Absolutely no footage of Willem Dafoe. I am dying to see Willem and his makeup in this movie. Dying to see it. I need to see Willem Dafoe. We're going to get a secondary cinematic trailer, no doubt. This is definitely a teaser. This is probably most likely shot specifically for a trailer. This is not going to be in the movie. I can't see how it would fit. Kind of a crappy re-entrance for Beetlejuice, to be honest. I'd much prefer it to be more epic, more grand, rather than just that sort of dry delivery we got from Michael Keaton there. We still have no idea who Rory is, how he's related to the story, or the other characters. Most likely it's Jenna Ortega's dad. Because these characters are all dressed goth AF, it's very likely these characters are actually going to have some sort of interesting character, some sort of interesting vocation, interesting jobs, or interesting personality traits. Because as we know, all the gothic characters from the original movie were all eccentric weirdos, like Otho and Delia and Lydia. All these characters were really bizarre, which was a great juxtaposition to the very, very straight normie types that were Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis. Somehow Tim Burton made it all work, which is fantastic. Now, I'm hoping we do get a multi-layered story like we do in the original Beetlejuice movie. Hopefully there's a bunch of primary storylines all going on at the same time, because in the original one, we had Beetlejuice's motivation to want to get out of his imprisonment. And then, of course, we had Lydia Dietz and her weirdo parents. And then we had Delia Dietz's character. And then we had Charles Dietz and his job thing that he was doing. Delia being an artist and like trying to make this country home, countryside work for her. So we had a bunch of storylines in the original. Oh, I forgot to mention the original two main characters, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis, them dealing with their death, experiencing the underworld as ghosts. So not only did we get to see the first-hand perspective of ghosts going through death, but we also got to see human beings dealing with realizing the ghost world is real. So we had like a multi-layered story. It was fantastic. Hopefully there's something like that in this. Hopefully Rory's got his own thing going on. Lydia's got her own thing going on with Rory. Jenna Ortega's doing her own thing. We've also got Beetlejuice with his wife. Hopefully that's an interesting storyline and she's not just a prop. I think that would be a terrible waste of Bellucci if she was. Hopefully she's got her own character. Hopefully she's got her own storyline. And we also have Willem Dafoe, who once again is playing the role of a character who was alive but is now dead. I know Beetlejuice is the same, I think. And I'm dying to see his backstory. I think we're going to see him alive in flashbacks as a B-movie action star, as well as how he became a ghost police detective. So it sounds like even just based on the characters that we're seeing, we're gonna have a multi-layered story, much like the original movie. Now, there is another thing I'm actually disappointed that we didn't see in this trailer at all, because considering the movie is apparently 100% done, or at least 99% as of 2023, this movie is most likely completely done considering it's being released in September. I'm disappointed that we didn't even get a slight taste, a teaser, a hint, a rumor, a whisper of any stop motion animation. I think as much as seeing Beetlejuice, I think as much as seeing Jenna Ortega, who got more screen time than any other character in this trailer, annoyingly, more than seeing Lydia, more than seeing Dealey, I think that probably the best thing we could have seen would have been stop motion animation and how it's going to be utilized and how it's going to look in 2024. Because we know how it looked in 1988. Maybe the animators are way better at their craft now and it's gonna look absolutely phenomenal. Who knows? We don't know because we didn't see shit in this trailer. Now, I can't believe no one said this. I think maybe one or two people did. But whenever I asked you guys, what are you excited to see in the upcoming Beetlejuice movie? Very few people actually said the stop motion and the sandworms, because I want to see the sandworms. They were kind of cartoonish, Nightmare Before Christmassy looking in the original. I want to see them stop motion, but look more horrifying, more ferocious. Are we going to see them again in this movie? Maybe we can't now because the Maitlands are no longer in this movie. They moved on, probably. Ooh, that's a thing. How have I not remarked on this? How has no one remarked on this? How are they going to explain what happened to the Maitlands? Because there's no way the original actors are going to. As far as I know, Gina Davis did come back to acting, and she has been acting for the last couple of years, so she might be in this. Alec Baldwin very much alive, but locked in legal battles currently for offing a chick, for pulling a crow on set. It's a very serious matter. Someone died, I'm sorry. So technically, they can reprise their roles. It's just they look nothing like they did in 1988, as you'd expect. So maybe they've moved on. Maybe they're in Dead for the Undead, if you remember that scene from the original movie. Maybe they've passed on. I'm interested to see how they're going to explain that. But I kind of want to circle back to Beetlejuice himself and Michael Keaton's portrayal of him. I'm very skeptical. I'm very worried that Michael Keaton is not going to have the same energy, if he's even capable of performing with the same energy that he did in the original movie, because Beetlejuice is a very animated character, right? He's manic, he's twitchy, so I guess we'll see. Now, this trailer gave us jack shit. There's nothing in this trailer for us to speculate on. In fact, there is less in this trailer than there were in the 2 photos we got prior to this trailer dropping, so I'm just feeling dead air. Please consider the Patreon. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I've been Jake Monroe, and I'll